All right. Good evening. Welcome back. After a brief hiatus, we return. It is still the second week of USC 2024. We're moving, however, down to the losers bracket for this set of matches currently ongoing. We have Indiana versus Illinois. That's the 26 and number 23 seeds. Over on the B stream, Kentucky versus Wisconsin, 31 versus 18 seeds. So, some losers bracket action for you all to enjoy before we return to winners bracket later on. I am still T1G. He is still the cold fruit, chillier pear himself. Indiana, Illinois, a matchup that I can't really predict very well.
I am going to be perfectly honest. I don't know if I could either. This is, I feel like, kind of in line of something that I was discussing earlier, which is you either in the round of 16 have matchups between a super high seeded team and a lower seeded team, kind of like you do in round of 32. But round of 16 mixes in you also have the opportunity to have two like mid to low seeded teams face off against each other. And that's kind of what we're getting now with Indiana, Illinois being our 26th and 23rd seeded teams in the tournament. This is kind of like the round of 16 equivalent to the 15-16 seed matchup in round of 32. So pretty close. And honestly, I think both teams will be able to kind of duke it out with one another pretty well on this pool. It's just a question of how good those scores are going to be on either side here. Team Indiana, on the left-hand side, some extremely old tournament players on that roster. Not quite as active as they used to be, but certainly well-known and active. Pigeon, Weed, Swizzy, Everent, Super Al 123, and JT Cantwell. On the right-hand side with Illinois, maybe a couple less super well-known tournament players, but still a lot of names that I think people will be very familiar with. Peter, Diviel, Hubba Wubba, Buidon May, Jellium, and Lupa. So some known faces on both sides here. And some very old, well-known faces. Sorry, Drev, I'm calling you old. Don't take it.
Yeah, he's old. It's okay. I think he understands that he's been around tournaments since like 2016.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's just what it is. But good rosters on either side. And again, I'm excited to see what they're able to do against each other. You know, I think against a higher-seeded team, this match would be pretty one-sided and kind of unfortunate. But, you know, when you get these teams facing off against each other, that's where you get something interesting.
Yeah, I think this should be a pretty good one. Very experienced, as you said. Man, Pigeon, and then especially like Weed, Alv, and JT Cantwell, dude, those guys have been playing in USC for so long. And like this is like the only tournament that Alv and JT Cantwell play in, but they play in it every year and have been playing in it for a long time. Weed, of course, if you know, you had to have been in the tournament scene in like 2017 to really understand what that man means to the tournament scene. Alongside Fish Dash Osu. But yeah, like, this is the type of matchup between a couple of relatively low seeds that I think they're gonna be pretty closely matched. I mean, it's just, there's no standout stars per se, but there's a decent amount of just decently solid players on both sides. And these matchups are always sort of endearing in USC in a way that you don't see matchups like this in a ton of tournaments.
I agree. I think that, you know, given the matches we've seen this weekend thus far, and the potential of this match here, this may be the closest thing we've seen this weekend. I know we kind of started it off, you know, fairly close between Pennsylvania and Virginia. Pennsylvania literally coming within 3 notes of a tiebreaker on that match. Everything else this weekend being slightly less than whelming for overall point differences. Been a lot of 5-2s, a lot of 5-0s this weekend. We get a 5-1 with Florida Stateless. Stateless pulling out that DT point at the last possible second, basically. But this now is probably our second opportunity to grab that tiebreaker.
Yeah, it really feels like Virginia, Pennsylvania, we lost out on an opportunity there. Did have 2 tiebreakers in week 1, so we're seeking to maybe replicate that. We were talking before this, and like, there's not many matches this week that really look upsettable. This might be one of them if you can count a 26 over a 23 as really being an upset. If Indiana were to win this, that's like one of the very few matchups that it feels like the lower seeded team may well be able to win, and one of the few matchups that feels like it could go to a tiebreaker regardless of who ends up winning. So we'll see. Likewise, I think Kentucky-Wisconsin going on at the same time. I don't have a lot of faith in the 31 seed Kentucky roster. But you never know until the match gets played. This year's Wisconsin losing Jonah, so clearly they have been hard nerfed by his loss. I don't know.
Tragic.
Yeah, I know.
I miss Jonah already. I know he's just like, I feel like he moves around so much now that he just doesn't have time for between like work and everything to play in the tournament, which is understandable. As time progresses, we tend to have to do more adulting things, and there goes the Osu time. So, hopefully not feeling the effects of that quite as much. There's a lot of teams this year, I feel like, that are feeling the effects of losing some pretty major players on their roster this year. Some that are, they're carrying on well because they had good rosters to begin with, but, definitely a lot of teams this year that I think are experiencing that. Virginia lost a lot of their good players from last year despite still being good. Florida losing quite a few, Michigan losing quite a few, Massachusetts, New Jersey. I mean, the list goes on and on of teams that are just making these massive roster switch-ups now. So, there's plenty of opportunity for these transitions and states and rosters and teams and everything that we can kind of expect, but sometimes they're a little bit bigger than others are able to handle, and some of those teams we've seen this weekend fall from greatness a little bit. Some are carrying on gracefully. Indiana and Illinois, however, again, two teams that have sort of kind of maintained where they have stood over time. So I'm very interested to see where this match goes here. We've had Illinois, I feel like a couple of players maybe has missed on this roster that I thought we would maybe see this year. Indiana kind of running with the roster that I expected to see from them. So long-standing list of players on both sides here. But I don't know where they're going to go in terms of skill sets on both sides here. I imagine that we'll be seeing a couple of these DT picks come out here, these really short, fast, high BPM DTs, maybe some of the old maps as well. Someone like Drev might be a really good player on those DTs. I mean, he used to be wildly consistent, just easy FC on everything for those. So, a lot of switching up here as we go into the ban phase.
I'm very interested in matchups like this to see where they go with the bans, with the picks. I kind of just want to see more Nomad 4, not going to lie to you. Can we just get more Nomad 4, please? That would be cool. Also, we have not seen nearly enough Nomad 1 yet. I really want more Horrible Knights Have a Curse. That would be kind of banger.
I've seen it twice, I think.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think I've only seen it maybe once, but I could be misremembering.
I mean, Texas, Arizona played it, and I swear I saw it in Massachusetts' match, so I think that's the only two I've seen. Did Virginia, Pennsylvania play it? I don't think so. I casted that match.
I don't believe so, no.
They did not. Louisiana, New Jersey definitely didn't play it. Alabama, Nevada did not play it on the stream that we didn't see, and Florida didn't. Yeah, so it's been played twice this weekend. Massachusetts versus Kansas, and Texas versus Arizona. The only two matches to see Nomad won it. As more fireworks get lit off outside by my house. That's something I didn't realize moving to like the center of the country, like Texas Midwest area, is that 4th of July is just an entire week out here instead of a single day. It's just fireworks nonstop. Which is funny because you would think like Massachusetts would have a stronger attachment to know independence and all that, considering New England. Boston and New England's relative role, in the American Revolution. Fireworks aren't even legal in Massachusetts. And that being said, Texas, America, just everything's bigger in Texas. So, yeah, exactly. But
Yeah, here in Michigan, it usually goes on for a while as well. We have a couple, week and a half, 2 weeks worth of firecrackers and fireworks and stuff going off every night. So yeah, pretty used to that here as well.
It is crazy that the New England states, with like all their importance for the 4th of July, most of them have fireworks like illegal. Most of them. Like, I think Rhode Island is one of the only states where fireworks are legal.
All right.
Which is crazy to me.
That's a Nomad 5 ban from Indiana and a DT3 ban from Illinois.
I see that.
That's wacky. That's wacky bans. I mean, DT3, like, it feels like you could just handshake not playing DT3 in this matchup.
Drev would FC DT3.
Maybe. Nomad, I don't follow the Nomad 5 ban. I think I've seen it banned a couple times, and I'm like, it's just an alt map, right? Like, there's nothing too out of the ordinary about that map.
I respect the alt hate, honestly. I respect it. I can't really use the what the is Nomad 3 thing because it's not Nomad 3 this week, but you know.
What the heck is Nomad 3?
What the heck is Nomad 3? Honestly, I should have just committed. It's United States Cup. I don't know. Why am I pulling punches here?
H
I don't know.
Asterisk CK.
H asterisk CK. What the frick is Nomad 3?
What the frick is Nomad 3? What the gosh darn diddly darn dang it heck? All right, Indiana first pick. What do you first pick here if you are Indiana? Surely you first pick DT2.
Double time 1 or 2.
DT,
yeah.
DT1.
Double time 1 or 2, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you go in. Go for some of that speedy. Oh, Nomad 2. It's Keck time. They're going Tech.
This is
Keck on Tech.
I have not seen Keck personally at all. Has this been played at all?
Nope. Not at all. Not once. First time we're seeing this. Pretty long one, too. 4 minutes and 34 seconds of mirror tech mapping. What's the comment on this on the pool sheet? The most Keck map ever? I agree, Dada.
This is
so true.
It's been banned 3 times, but this is the first time it's getting picked. I don't know. I was okay with not getting it picked, honestly, because while it is a banger, it's also like 4.5 minutes long.
It is quite long, but we will simply have to become enjoyers in order to survive this map. I think the client may have died trying to load this map, unfortunately. Oh, Mirror, you silly goose. Oh, is it fine?
I think it should be okay. It's just
is the audio just not switched? Okay, we're good. I'm solid. Sold on it. I was getting pranked by the client. We love that. Here's Good Lucks coming out. It's Pigeon. I'm gonna call him Drev because that's easier than saying Weed. And JT Cantwell versus Peter Shiviel and Jellium. I'm excited for map number 1 here, T1G. I'm excited to see how close this match actually is going to be.
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't have any sort of prediction for this map because I've seen literally no one play it, of course, with this being the first time it's been played at all, so I don't know what to anticipate out of these teams.
Well, we've got a long, consistent map to see if these two teams are going to have a close one here or if one side is going to be really going in.
It does take a little bit of time to really get going with this pick, so you should get to see a decent amount of combo built up before anything gets too challenging. But nice start. Everybody, nobody breaking on these little cut streams or slider patterns early on in the map, at least.
Yeah, these sliders only catching out Peter so far for the side of Illinois. Jellium a little bit behind. There goes Pigeon and Drev, though. Pigeon was Bancho. Drev, full break there. And that's one big miss on either side to keep this pretty even through the first quarter. Good start for both sides comparatively here. And there's a big break from Peter to throw this a little bit more heavily over to Indiana. Accuracy going to be keeping it close, though. Not really high accuracy on anyone besides Jellium here at 98.7.
Yeah, not the sort of map, I suppose, where unless you're a specialist, you're going to anticipate super great axe, so I don't feel that it's quite the end of the world. Really is going to be more about the combo than expectations for high accuracy. There is a break from Jellium. That was that second big combo. JT Cantwell, though, trades it out, so no advantage gained there for Indiana. Pigeon still on, I believe that's an FC, alongside Shiviel. Drev a bit ahead of Peter. Jellium a little bit ahead of JT Cantwell. It's going to be pretty close to dead even at this point. About a third to just shy of halfway through, and we are dead even. Big break from Drev, though. Combo advantage to Illinois by about 400 now.
That's huge. It's Pigeon versus Shiviel right now. The two duking it out. Pigeon's got higher accuracy, and Shiviel has no combo anymore. That means it's Pigeon's time to shine for Indiana, and he certainly needs to. Peter and Jellium. 550 combo and 350 combo. That is better than what Cantwell and Weed have. Pigeon is the only major combo for score gain right now. And he looks pretty solid right now. No shaking, no nerves yet. Halfway through, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is a really solid play here for Pigeon. The Peter accuracy helping him out a bit. That has to be why this isn't, like, fully in Indiana's favor, right? It's just a Peter 97 accuracy. Oh, my goodness. Well, the bursts catch out Pigeon and JT Cantwell. And now Illinois with the advantage. Peter on the 800-plus combo. Jellium on 600. Drev, the only combo left for Indiana. 200 combo behind that of Jellium. And that is disastrous for Indiana's chances on this pick, as Illinois has a firm grasp on a massive combo advantage heading into the last third of the map.
I mean, Jellium is just so obviously the most confident player on this map in the lobby right now. 99.05% accuracy, 700 combo. Peter, not too far behind in overall score, going to catch up with the combo, and that's another double break for Indiana. Jellium and Peter are both going to double break there. Now, if Shiviel has a miss anywhere in this ending here, things could get interesting. It's only 100k, and Drev certainly has that on him with 650 as Shiviel finds a break. Unfortunately, Drev needs one of his teammates to start holding right now. It's all on Weed. He has to FC the entire ending of this map, but Pigeon and JT Cantwell cannot miss. There's a miss from Peter and Jellium. It's going to be so close into the ending, and it's Drev to break.
All that hype, all that build-up, all that drama, and Drev breaks. And that just does it right there. It doesn't matter now. It's an 80k lead for Illinois, and they should be able to bring this one on home into the station. We are looking at a first pick break point for Illinois here, as Indiana had their opportunities on this and does still have some combo on JT Cantwell, but it's just going to be too little too late at the very, very end. And it's going to be a 60k score victory for Illinois. Break point to start the match off. First time we've had Nomad 2 picked, and it results in an immediate break. I'd be second-guessing this pick if I were other teams, I guess, going forward after that happened. But well done to Illinois. Just the consistency for both teams. I mean, it's really subtle differences. 455, 440 versus 450 and 434. 397 versus 345. Really, the third player was the important one there. Shiviel outscoring JT Cantwell by about 50,000.
Yeah, that is just an insanely close first pick there. Pigeon trying to do whatever she could at the start of that map there. 450k. Drev not too far behind. That one break from Drev coming out where it did really would have been the difference maker for Indiana. Just maybe 15 to 20 more seconds for him, and that would have been the point in the bag. But we're going into Flow Aim Hidden. It's Hidden 1. We saw this in Florida's match immediately prior to this one. And we're getting its second appearance after not having been picked once before this evening.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, we only had a couple matches last night, so we didn't have a super great sample size, but it is getting opted into a few times now quickly. I don't really, again, like, with these two teams, I don't have a great feel for any sort of expectation on this particular map or skill set in general. I think you don't have, like, amazing hidden flow aim players that are super noteworthy on these rosters, but I'm sure people who are capable of doing well on it.
Yeah, I'm looking for, like, a standout hidden player anywhere here, and You know, while I can see players that are good at hidden, and I think will be able to hold their own here, I don't see like that immediate, oh yeah, that person's going to be the one to rip out the FC on this map and bring their team to victory. Hubba apparently is a great hidden player, so Hubba, you've set yourself up for high expectations now by saying that in chat where the entire world can see it, and if you do not full combo this map, we will make fun of you for the rest of time. So, good luck to Illinois. This is their first pick of the match. They took a break point. Now they have to consolidate it. Indiana just barely letting that first pick slip away. Trying to get back into this match as early as possible. Best of 9 does not give you a lot of error room.
No, the leeway is practically non-existent on small bestos, and that is a very rough start for Indiana with Pigeon and Swizzy both having a very hard time with the first bit of combo there when the streams came in. Multiple misses, dropping a lot of accuracy down as well. Fortunately for both of those players, it's so early that it really will not last for that long, the negative effects of those misses. But with JT Cantwell falling also, Illinois going to be able to build a pretty sizable early lead, considering also this map is relatively short. That is already nearly a 200k lead just based on those early breaks, ACK drops, and JT Cantwell missing as well. And look at that ACK on Pigeon and Swizzy having a really rough time. 90 ACK on both. Meanwhile, 98, nearly 99, and high 97s. So Illinois running with this one early on.
Yeah, tragic start for Indiana here, but this is not their pick. We don't expect them to be strong on stuff that isn't their skill set. And there goes JT Cantwell and Swizzy and Pigeon. And this map is just simply so far from ever being comebackable for Indiana right now. Illinois going to be rocking this one into the finish. Shiviel, 99.23% accuracy, a triple FC. And Huppa, what did I say, man? Finding the break, Shiviel drops the 99 as well. It's just going to be Jellium, it seems, into the ending, 98.5. And we go from a triple FC to a single FC, but man, Illinois has certainly cleared Indiana.
Yeah, this is brutal, honestly. Indiana just straight up not having a good time on this one. Meanwhile, Jellium looking to close it out and will do so. That is a 1v3 for Jellium, and they didn't even need his score at regardless, as Hubba Wubba and Shiviel would have 2v3'd also, which is not ever what you want to see on a map when you're down a break point and you just give away the consolidation that easily. Well done to Jellium, just the early break. I guess I was right at the start. I apologize. I missed that right in the first, 30 combo or something.
Yeah.
But either way, a very near FC and pretty good supporting scores. Meanwhile, a B rank, a C, 2 B ranks and a C rank for Indiana. Suboptimal. Okay. All right, chill here. You are a team that gets sub 300k on 2 of your members, and you ban out just a generic alt map anyway. I'm not sure I follow this one. If your scores were anything like what we just saw on your team sheet, why not ban this and take your chances with a basic generic alt map?
Maybe they had 2 players with 200k on No Mod 5. Perhaps. No Mod 5 is a pretty high skill cap map. And I think that if you were not explicitly comfortable with the alt skill set or that, boxy, snappy alt style aim, that map could be quite inaccessible for some of the teams that we have in this tournament. So, I can see the vision for banning that map out. That may have just been a comfort issue on the side of Indiana rather than Illinois perhaps being able to play the map better than them. So, a lot of speculation that could happen there. There's a lot of different reasons. I think that teams end up going in for bans as Indiana goes in for Hidden 2. The reading roster is about to rise up for Indiana. Now, we have quite a few good reading players in this lobby. At least that should be able to play this map very competently. I think that this is a solid pick for Indiana. While I am surprised that they haven't gone for any of the faster maps thus far against Illinois, it does seem thus far that Illinois has just had the better team depth on this pool thus far. Very close. Illinois, the higher seeded team in this matchup, technically by a little bit, 23rd seed as compared to the 26th seed. But that hidden 1 certainly far less close than that Nomad 4 by a great margin.
Yeah, I suppose discussing the speed element, like, I would be a little bit hesitant to pick anything tapping as Indiana after what we just saw in that hidden 1. So I suppose, you know, going into an accessible type of gimmick skill set, such as a kind of aimy low AR hidden, might make a little more sense. If you kind of flop the Nomad 2 and the hidden 2 in a row, though, then you're in a really rough spot because you could be down 2 break points on things that seem like your skill set and have to be kind of forced into maybe a suboptimal pick with the with what could be your only pick left after that. So we'll see. This one is you know, it feels very early. We're talking about the small best of. It feels very early, like must-win points when you're in the best of 9. So Pigeon, JT Cantwell, and Alv gonna have their work cut out for them here. Really need the victory on this point to avoid the 3-0 deficit early on. Trivial, Hubba, and Lupa for Illinois gonna see if they can't put a second break point on the board for their side.
Well, this is a skill set that we have not yet seen in this match thus far, but we have not too much to worry about in the middle. Okay, well, maybe we do have something to worry about at the beginning. As JT Cantwell breaks at the intro, I was going to say, there's really not a whole lot to worry about on this map until you hit the finger control section, but apparently there is, as Illinois continues holding a 3-way double S before the hard section of the map, and JT Cantwell once again absolutely deceased at the start of the hidden 2. Unfortunately, third player too strong for Indiana right now as Lupa finds a break on the finger control. Shiviel and Hubba Wubba now to hold it down. It's Super Alvin Pigeon, but man, Illinois needs a second break to make up for JT Cantwell right now. Oh boy.
Yeah, third player syndrome can be pretty rough, and there goes Pigeon, and that's not what Indiana needed at all, as we are already halfway through. They're down to Super Alv on the FC, but it's against the double FC on Shiviel and Hubba, both of whom are up over 550k now. You know, so they're even building score on Super Alv with one of those FCs or the other. This is getting into pretty dire straits here for Indiana. The chances are basically gone now. It's 400k. JT Cantwell to miss, unless a just complete meltdown for Illinois happens. I think this is already over, in fact.
Yeah, this is far from comebackable right now. A double FC on the side of Illinois with great accuracy on both of them. And Super Alv only, oh, now I was going to say only with 98% accuracy, but now he's got absolutely nothing at all. It's a break from Hubba into the ending. Unfortunately, no double FC for Illinois. Shiviel bringing in the only full combo, and Shiviel has been playing exceptionally well in this match so far today, but that is single-digit 100s for every player on Illinois. Lupa, the only player to break during that stream section. And some good stuff from 2 of the members on Indiana for Pigeon and Super Alv. Unfortunately, JT Cantwell, he was forced to play reading moment.
Yeah, getting third player syndromed on gimmick maps is really, really sad. Like, you're just thrown to the wolves, basically. Never a fun spot to be in, so definitely have some sympathy there, but unfortunately, it means that Indiana is now in a pretty rough spot in this match. Double break point advantage to Illinois, their own pick to come to try to consolidate it. This is just going from bad to worse here for Illinois with both of their first picks not working out. And I mean, man, 287k, 21 misses. I'm sorry. It sucks to be that guy. It looks so bad in the MP, you know, to see that. But third player is third player.
It happens. That's the way it's got to go sometimes. Right now, it all really just comes down to what Indiana is able to do to make a turnaround right now. Illinois, they have looked so much better as an overall roster thus far in this match. The depth has been there. The consistency has been there with this roster. I'm very, very excited to see, however, if Indiana is ever going to be able to turn this around. To give you guys a really quick update on the match happening on the B stream as well, Wisconsin currently up 4-0 on Kentucky, now going to be 4-1, but we're looking at potentially maybe a similar result in this matchup as of right now. If Indiana's able to win this point, however, as a break point and then take their own, we could start to see a bit of a different scenario. But with Illinois winning this one, it forces Indiana.
And what's funny about that is that match just played Nomad 4 as well.
True.
And Kentucky put their first point on the board from 4-0 down with a break point on Nomad 4.
2 D ranks, by the way.
Indiana trying to maybe take some inspiration from what just happened there. I'm sorry, did you say 2 D ranks? Hang on, I have to open this empty link.
Yep, 2 D ranks. Yep.
Oh, 268K and 51K. I'm confusion.
I think I know why Wisconsin lost that map. 58K. Leaves, my guy. Please tell me why. Oh, that's actually crazy. But yeah, you know, this map going the way of the not winning team has kind of been a bit of a trend so far here. So I'm very much wondering if we are going to be able to see that path continue. I mean, we saw Pennsylvania win this map against Virginia when they were behind earlier. The only match I think where this map hasn't gone the way of the winning team was in... No, it even continued in Massachusetts versus Kansas. Massachusetts won this map too. So I think Texas versus Arizona thus far has been the only match where this map has not gone the way of the team that was behind. Let me see, did it happen in Nevada versus Alabama? No, Nevada versus Alabama, this map was won by Nevada. So almost. But man, yeah, this map clearly ends up in the hands of the team that is behind more often than the one that's ahead.
Well, don't look now. Just don't look now. The accuracy has been dropped by Super Alv and Everent. And it is advantage Illinois for the moment. Our FC percentage is going to drop pretty badly off of the back of that Kentucky-Wisconsin result, because there was a point where we were at 17 out of 18 plays on this map were FCs. So unfortunately, that will have fallen by the wayside. Was this custom map for this tourney? Gosh, can you imagine? This would be quite the custom, bro.
Yeah, this is serious stuff right here. Oh boy. I'm looking for a big mistake from one player towards the ending of this map, though, as the stamina maybe starts to give out for some players here. We saw it happen earlier this weekend, especially on Team Virginia, where all it takes is one player to have one bad stretch of map to absolutely throw this map over. Unfortunately, Super Alv right now seems to be the one that's having that bad stretch. Oh gosh, 97% accuracy. I think that may just give the map away there unless we see some major blunder here from Illinois. Whedon May starting to fall behind a little bit here, but to make up for the fact that there is 96% accuracy on a player for Indiana right now, you need to see some bad stuff happen on Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, with it being 6 FCs, technically it's not over until the very moment it's over. But now that it's over, it is in fact over. And that is a 6-way full combo. And this map just does funny things. Does funny things. SS for Jellium, very, very well done over there. 1900s on Buirame, 500s on Chivial. Unfortunately, 55 for Super Alv. You just, when that happens, you lose the map. It's not winnable when that occurs. It's very depressing, but here we are.
That was, unironically, kind of over from the get-go on the basis of Jellium having an SS and no player on Indiana having anything less or higher or less than 10 100s. So on that alone, Jellium had that one kind of locked in for Illinois in terms of the score gain on accuracy there. So despite the fact that, yes, Super Alv had a really bad time on that map and 50 plus 100s on that is quite the rough performance. It's certainly not something that we haven't seen this weekend. Virginia had a player that had a rough time on this map. Clearly, Wisconsin and Kentucky had 2 players that had an even worse time on this map. Massachusetts match had something similar with some players finding a couple of breaks on there as well. So at least these teams here had a 6-way FC. There have been a lot of matches this weekend thus far that have not seen a 6-way FC on this map. So well done to both teams, but Illinois, once again, on the consistency, keeping themselves in the lead here as Indiana has their final pick to keep themselves on the board.
Yeah, and with your first 2 picks being Nomad 2 and Hidden 2, and both of them going pretty poorly for Indiana, I think this may be the point where you just walk up to the F3 carrying case and break glass in case of emergency. Just say, screw it, we are playing the raw aim because nothing else is working. We have not touched Hard Rock DT or Free Mod. There are still 2 no mods left, so like if we want to play no mod hidden only this match, that's feasible. But I don't know. I think you just say Free Mod 3, or you say like DT1, DT2 because they're a minute long, and just hope for the literal best because your chances aren't great. Hey, no mod 1. All right, we're playing only hidden and no mod this match if Indiana win this pick.
Yeah, this is kind of like earlier in the Florida match where we didn't play any no mod. Now we're just making up for it by picking all of them besides the one that was banned, which I kind of respect. No mod enjoyers. We've got bursty aim speed map, which, given the track record of this match thus far, looks to be possibly going the way of Illinois over on overall consistency, especially given how long this map is. That consistency makes a bigger difference. However, I will raise you that Indiana has Drev.
Yeah, no, Drev, like this is a Drev FC map. I'm pretty sure. Like,
yeah, if he doesn't slider break, yeah.
Yeah. If he doesn't slider break on the thing that your entire team slider broke on, hey,
I didn't slider break there.
This is a Drive FC map. I don't know. I don't love the chances for Indiana just based on the fact that they're down 4-0, but I mean, hey, you know, crazy things happen. It's just it's a reverse sweep angle. You start with no mod 1 and you work onward from there.
One section at a time in this map. It has very distinct mapping style differences in each part. Some parts are much more burst focused, longer bursts. Some parts are a lot more aim focused. And you can hear the inflection of the song change between the different sections here. And that's really where we're going to be looking for the breaks from both sides here, is whether or not those different sections provide a bit of insight into who is comfortable at just speed or maybe just the consistency or otherwise. We also have a couple long bursts in here, much longer than some of the other ones in the map here. So maybe some accuracy suffering on those.
No, we'll find out. We will find out, and well, yeah, I'm rooting for Indiana here, if only because I would like to see you know, at least a point on the board for them. But you know, it's looking a little rough at this particular moment. Also, Kentucky has avoided elimination 2 points in a row. They've got another point on the board just as we started this one.
Yeah, so, I saw that.
Yeah. And 2 early breaks to start. It's JT Cantwell and Chiviel, both missing in the early stages. Peter is going to follow it up. Illinois down to just 1 FC already. And Weed, Drev, Osu, Salmon Osu, as we said, doing what he does. Pigeon also still holding the FC. So Indiana starting off in a better spot than they have in any map previously.
Yeah, Jellium right alongside Drev right now with the high accuracy, and Drev gets caught on the slider section. Drev! But Jellium does too, and that's good for Indiana. So despite Drev dropping the FC on the slider section, Jellium does so as well. And JT Cantwell actually holding the combo through the slider section alongside Pigeon means that they will be outscoring Chiviel and Peter, giving Jellium and Drev the chance to bring the combos up a little bit more, as Drev has more struggles right now. Drev needs to get back on this if Indiana wants a chance of winning this map.
And Drev definitely needs to lock in. Pigeon and JT Campbell, though, keeping it together for Indiana. The recovery combo is there for Illinois, so it's going to be relatively even. There's another break from Peter that's going to help out Indiana. You've got Chiviel and Jellium, couple hundred combo behind Pigeon and JT Campbell. There goes Chiviel as well. JT Cantwell trades it out. Now it is Pigeon, though, holding that full combo. About 440 combo ahead of Jellium, and Drev finally starting to lock in and build some combo back up. As I say that, he breaks, so it's now Pigeon time once more.
What? How the act drop? Double tap. Yes, Pigeon. Yes.
Pigeon?
Double tap your way to victory.
Oh my
Pigeon.
God, makes it through. It's down to 95 back, but made it through. And that's really big for the program for Indiana. They're going to hold on for now, but there is combo being built up for Illinois. So if you continue to see trouble with Drev and JD Cantwell, Indiana could still be in a rough spot here. But there's JD Cantwell breaking again. Oh God! All right, this is gonna get scary. They're still having to
so hyped.
Scary.
this is going to stay. As long as Pigeon holds the full combo right now, she's going to have this for Indiana. Jellium trying to do whatever he can on that combo. It's another break from Drev. He's just struggling immensely on this pick right now. And that means that JT Cantwell is the only one that can save Indiana if Pigeon finds a break. But as long as she double taps through the stream, oh my gosh, the combo! The score is actually going to go over, but Jellium drops a major combo, and that's going to keep this even closer than it should be right now. We've got a quarter of the way left in the map, and it's all on Pigeon holding this FC right now. She is the only thing standing in between Indiana and elimination right now. It's Chiviel and Peter. One of them needs to find a break to give this map away, however. Someone on Illinois must choke.
It's Pigeon that breaks instead.
Oh, I'm so sad.
It felt doomed to happen. I feel terrible to say that, but it felt just like it was doomed to happen eventually. When you were having this much trouble with the accuracy, double tapping that much, like eventually you're just going to find a break. She is still making it through these streams, a couple of slider breaks, but look at Chiviel and Peter, man. 99.4 on both of them, and that's just huge. These big combos since the very early breaks. Even though Pigeon did everything in her power to keep Indiana in this point, it just was not gonna ever be quite enough, as those big combos for Illinois are gonna convert into a point and into a sweep. 5-0 Illinois win. It's just that consistency factor. 2 members over 600K and a 517K. Not a lot Indiana could do about that.
Double 99 on Illinois, too. 99.5, basically, on Chiviel and Peter. Drev, the only one that was able to act and tap that map. Unfortunately, I think Drev just literally got speed player can't aim on that map right there. I mean, that was 6 misses, 7 slider breaks, and the lowest 100 count out of anyone in the lobby. He was clearly comfortable with everything but the aim. And it contributed to Indiana not being able to pull that one out. When your highest scoring player is the one who is clearly the least comfortable on the map, you're maybe not doing something right there. And unfortunately for Indiana, that spells certain doom as they are eliminated from the tournament this year. It's tragic to see them go this early, but someone had to go, and Illinois will be moving on to the next round of the losers bracket. They will be facing off against the loser of South California versus Minnesota.
And that, I mean, you expect SoCal to win that, so it's just Midwest matchups, I guess. You get Indiana versus Illinois, and then the winner of that most likely versus Minnesota. And then there's a world where the winner of that, technically speaking, there's a world where the winner of that could play against Wisconsin. It's just all the Midwest teams converging, man. That's a couple matches away, though, but it's pretty funny. That's well done to Illinois, though. Got to give them credit on the clean victory. They definitely made this one happen very well for themselves. As an update on the other match, we have Kentucky-Wisconsin still ongoing. 4-2 lead for Wisconsin. They are currently in Hard Rock 2. It is the first time Hard Rock 2 has actually been touched, and it is going to be the victorious point, in fact, for Wisconsin. They take out Kentucky 5-2 by virtue of Deer Dance. So that's going to be Wisconsin advancing onward to face Pennsylvania next week in Losers Round 2 as that match finishes up right at the same time as this one. How convenient is that?
Oh, boy. Congratulations to the Midwest winners. There was bound to be at least one, because someone in this match, and then either Wisconsin won or lost, so we got double. But Midwest this evening going to be the ones, as unfortunately in this matchup, 2 of our commentators for United States Cup take each other out.
And they get to come into the booth in a couple hours later tonight. I believe they're commentating
together.
Yeah, they're commentating 2 matches together on the B stream a little later tonight. They do have a few hours to cool down. It is 2 hours away from those matches starting. But yeah, we have Hubba and It's Pigeon going from opponents on the field to colleagues in the booth in just a couple hours' time. So maybe they can regale us with some stories of the match they just played over on the B for Better stream once that gets going. Those are going to be 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. Winners bracket matchup, New York, Washington will be the match that they are commentating. Carolina versus Georgia is going to be the match here on the A stream with me and Miles, followed up by Chillier and Miles at 4 UTC for Puerto Rico versus Oklahoma. Simultaneously, New Hampshire and Tennessee on the B stream. Hope you followed all that. If you didn't, that's fine. Go check on the spreadsheet to see what the actual schedule is going to look like. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. I had to get a lot of information out there. It's a very, very
like
busy evening, but I think I communicated it as effectively as I possibly could, and I hope everyone followed along at least somewhat decently. We have a couple hours break, so get yourself, maybe an adult beverage if you are of age, maybe a not so adult beverage if you are not of age, maybe an evening snack or dinner, and come back here at 3 UTC, 11 Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific time. As we've got 4 matches in the 3 and 4 UTC window, so you don't want to miss out on all those couple winners, couple losers matches. You're going to see some more of me and Chillier commentating separately this time. And that will be all for now. Congratulations to Illinois. Congratulations to Wisconsin, our winners in this particular block. Thank you to everybody for joining us. Thank you to our streamers and refs. Thank you, Chillier, for the commentary. And we will see you all in just a couple of hours as USC 2024 Week 2 will be continuing onward on the other side of this break.